Hello and welcome to another Gear Theorist video. My name is Dustin Camello. Deer gun season is right around the corner in 2025 in the state of Ohio, and I just wanted to make a quick video about the gear that I use for deer hunting season, specifically the gun season. Starting off with the firearm, I use a Ruger American Ranch rifle, 16-inch barrel, chambered in .450 Bushmaster. In the state of Ohio, you can use shotguns with single slug projectiles, or you can use straight-walled rifle cartridges above .357 Magnum. This particular weapon is topped off with a Silencer Co. hybrid 46 caliber weapon suppressor. This is Silencer Co.'s old hybrid design. The new hybrid is a modular design that allows you to shorten the can, but this particular length on this particular firearm works very well for hunting situations out in thick brush. The optic I'm using is a Buckmaster II BDC reticle produced by Nikon. These are no longer in production, but I would say any scope that has some kind of BDC reticle would be good for hunting applications. It's a 3x9. Most of my shots are taken within 20 to 40 yards, so I just keep it on the 3x position for most of my hunting. I've been using this firearm ever since I bought it in 2017 to harvest deer, and it's been working extremely well for that application. I've harvested probably between 10 and 20 deer with this particular weapon, and it's very effective. Although what I would tell you is that .450 Bushmaster is not quite powerful enough to get a one-shot stop on deer unless you're aiming for the central nervous system. When it comes to .450 Bushmaster, I have had situations where I've shot a deer in the vitals but was unable to recover it. That might have been a skill issue on my part, but certainly the deer probably would have died from it, but it ran such a long distance that I was not able to retrieve it. I was not able to find it. So when it comes to .450 Bushmaster, what I've taken a liking to is making central nervous system shots, such as neck shots, head shots, spine shots. That will be a one-stop kill on a deer, and I don't have to track it at that point. But be wary if you're using .450 Bushmaster on the vitals, heart-lung shot. You should be prepared to track the deer at least 25 to 50 yards because it's probably going to run. When it comes to what I'm wearing, I'm using a blaze orange hat and a blaze orange coat vest. Specifically for Ohio deer gun season, you're only required to wear a blaze orange vest. You're not required to wear a blaze orange hat. I just wear the blaze orange hat because it's a particularly warm hat, but it's also a good hat for showing my location to other hunters. It's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to that. So I choose to wear a blaze orange hat and also a blaze orange vest, but you're only legally required to wear a blaze orange hat, or you're only legally required to wear a blaze orange vest, not necessarily a blaze orange hat. Switching over to the gear that I run, I have a fanny pack that I take out with me that contains all the gear that I find necessary to be able to harvest a deer. We'll go ahead and do a gear dump real quick and show you guys what all we have in the pack here. I carry a packet with moist towelettes and gloves. That's when I'm gutting a deer, I can put the gloves on and I can basically make sure that my hands don't get dirty. And if they do get dirty, I can go ahead and use the moist towelettes to clean those off. I carry a flashlight in case there's a situation where I shoot a deer in the evening and I need to track the deer in the dark. I can use the flashlight to help me find that. I carry 2 knives for skinning purposes and gutting purposes. I carry a bone saw to be able to cut through the sternum on a deer or cut through the pelvis on the deer if I'm going to be gutting it out in the field. Sometimes I won't gut it in the field. Sometimes I will take the deer back up to my house and then gut it there. I carry paracord to wrap the deer up in order to be able to drag it off if I'm utilizing that method. I carry a copy of the ODNR hunting regs for the state of Ohio for the current year. This particular season is 2025 going into 2026. You can pick this up at Walmart. You can pick this up at any sportsman's club, sports location. So any kind of place that sells hunting licenses will also sell this this particular one, or they don't sell it. These are free of charge, so you can go pick one up at your leisure. Second knife. That's all for the main pack. What I do keep in the secondary pack here is a pen and paper along with zip ties. So when you harvest a deer in the state of Ohio, you're required to make a temporary tag on the deer. So what I do is I have handmade tags that contain spaces for hunter's name, date of kill, time of kill, county of kill, and confirmation code. And what you're supposed to do is, when you shoot the deer and once you're standing over it, the first thing you'll do is fill out the hunter's name, the date of kill, the time of kill, and the county of kill onto your temp tag. And then what I will do is I will put it inside of a plastic bag and then zip tie that around the deer's ear. I'll make a small incision onto the deer's ear, and I'll actually zip tie that down onto the ear in order to keep it there with the deer, but the temp tag must stay with the deer. Then once you extract the deer from the wild and you're gutting it or processing it before you process it, what you will do is you will call that into the state of Ohio, and they'll provide you a confirmation code, and the confirmation code will be written on the temp tags, and you keep that with the deer. In the state of Ohio, if you own at least 10 acres of land, you're not required to get a hunting license or a deer tag for the deer gun season or the deer season in general. So I own 15 acres of land in southeast Ohio and in the state of Ohio. Basically, that allows me to hunt free of charge. So basically, it's just the cost of the bullet and cost of the deer processing. And everything packs up directly into the bag itself and attaches to my waist here. So some pros and cons of this setup. 450 Bushmaster is a lot less expensive than having to buy slugs. Slugs, very high quality slugs for deer hunting, typically cost between $3 and $5 a shot if you're going with the saboted slugs for a fully rifled shotgun barrel. 450 Bushmaster comes at about $30 for a box of 20 shells. So you're looking at about $1.50 a shot versus $3 to $5 a shot for a shotgun. The rifle itself is extremely accurate. I'm able to make central nervous system shots on deer with no problem at these distances. So it's a very effective weapon system if you're using it correctly. One thing that I will admit that I don't like about this system is the bolt action is not conducive for pulling off follow-up shots. I've never been able to successfully make a follow-up shot when it comes to the this particular action, and part of that is when you run the action very quickly, the shell itself can get caught up. We'll see if we can demonstrate that here. So we're saying we'll pull the trigger, run the action. There it worked, but if you'll go back to the first part of the episode, you'll see that when I took the shot and then ran the action, it got jammed up a little bit. And I think that has to do with the system being designed for 5.56, but being kind of squashed into a 450 Bushmaster action. So it wasn't, the magazine itself was not really designed for 450 Bushmaster, and there's some sway back and forth with the action, with the magazine, with the bullets. So it causes some dysfunction with the weapon system. But all in all, it's a pretty good weapon system. It allows you to harvest deer in the state of Ohio legally and for fairly low cost when it comes to ammunition. And it's plenty powerful for deer, especially if you're making central nervous system shots. You probably don't even need 450 Bushmaster. You could go with a 350 Legend and it would work pretty well. I would like to get into 350 Legend. If you guys would like to see that, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section below and let me know if you'd be interested in me picking up a 350 Legend and doing some testing with deer. With all that out of the way, gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching this video. And as always, I want to remind you to get out there, gear up, and bring glory to God.